So I just got back from a crazy adventure going all the way to Rimini in Italy to watch FISM. I've seen some of the best magicians from around the world do some of the most incredible things I've ever seen. It was literally insane. Just before I left, I released an effect of mine, which is my signature performance piece called Change. For those of you that don't know, this is a slow motion, super visual color change that happens at the fingertips, and they can see every single millisecond of magic happening. The response has been literally overwhelming. I've had like hundreds of messages and fans and followers from around the world. It's been a little bit overwhelming. However, a small number of you have had some genuine concerns over the practicality of this effect. In the trailer, we showed just the visuals with no live performances because we wanted you to see the full impact of what the lay audience sees. While we have some spare time in Italy, we went out and we filmed some live performances to a dynamic range of people. 1 or 2 magicians, loads of laymen, groups of laymen, a bunch of the stewards from the convention themselves who hadn't seen magic ever before. So they were blown away when they seen this, and you'll see it in the performance video coming up. But what I want to cover was that the main issues was angles and light. So what we did, we grabbed the main change card that everyone has been concerned about, and we performed it under bright spotlights of a plaza. And you'll see in the video that I control my conditions and I use something to help eradicate the lighting problem. And the second thing is the angle issue. So I performed this at the angle that most of you would be concerned about when picking this up. And you'll see in the video that these are not fake, these are no stooges, these are real people in a foreign country that I don't even speak the language, giving real reactions. I'm not some special magician that can just get these reactions because I'm likable or something. I perform this and I get the reactions that everyone else gets when they actually go out and do this. So I'll stop talking, I'll let you see some live performances, and I'll get back to you with a couple of answers to some of your questions. Take any card out you like.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, take a look at it. Actually, we can all see it.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something really interesting, but it's only momentarily. So it'll just happen for a moment. You're not going to show if it's real or not, but maybe you'll see something cool. Watch.
Oh my god.
But watch. Actually, look, if you shake it, it's going to change back. Just like that. Back to red. You can keep the card, it's all magic. Just like you, look. Watch. So, check it out, give it a shake. Just like that, it changes into blue. Wow. Shake, see it changes colour. Hold your hand out for me. Shake. Now look, turn over.
Nah. No.
So watch the 3. Just give it a shake. See, you like to stand out and change colour. See it change? Look, actually hold your hand out. Give it a shake. Just like this.
No!
Not good?
Yes. Yes.
High five.
Whoa!
Ow! So you've just seen exactly the type of reactions I get from performing change. Like I said, and like everyone that knows me, this is just the way people react to it. That's how fun it is, and I wouldn't have released this effect if I didn't do it every single day as a staple piece and have absolute confidence in this effect. So, question number 1 is lighting. So how do you handle lighting like this? Well, usually, if my surroundings are correct, I'll do it as performed in the trailer, which is at the fingertips. However, in this case, we had big, bright spotlights on us that added something extra, which may have exposed the gimmicks. And I was completely aware of this, and you should all try and work with your audience and surroundings every time you do magic. You wouldn't do paper balls over the head with the spectator looking at which way you're throwing them. You know, that's a basic example, but you have to apply it to as much as you can to take a full advantage of where you are. In the case of change, in the standard way in the trailer we perform at the fingertips, but in this condition it was bright lighting, more so than daylight because they're spotlights, so they have a lot of horsepower behind them. So what I did, I took this into account and I stood with my back to the light and got people to stand in front of me. And then I also held my fingers over the edge of the card, which give it an extra layer of shade, which then doesn't expose the gimmick. And you'll see in the trailer, they didn't have a clue, and it just worked exactly how I planned it to work. So a tip is to stand with your back to the light and hold it with your index and thumb at the top and bottom. And then your fingers just come over the front edge of the card just to create a little bit of shade. And then this gives you the perfect performance environment for the change to work. The second issue is angles. So as you'll see, I gauge my audience. There's one guy in the video that was slightly taller, and I know those of you that don't know Change probably don't know what I'm talking about, but there's one guy in the video who's way taller than me. So I adjusted my performance so I knew that I was getting the right angles for his eyes. But generally, practice with a mirror. And if you don't have a mirror, a good idea for my friend Rory Adams is to get one of your extra change cards, like the Jumping Angels card or the coin change card, and hold it back to back so you can see the change happening of the alternative card. Then when you perform and practice the change, you'll actually be able to see what the audience sees or know when the cards are changing for the audience. This is a great tip given to me by Rory Adams, and it really, really works for practicing, especially if you don't have a mirror. But again, if people are taller than you, you want to assume that you need to do that move slightly exaggerated. For those of you that don't know what I mean, just check out the instructions and you'll know exactly what I mean after that. But yeah, so in that case, I had to almost lean back, if you know what I mean, so that they could get a really good angle on this. And you can see it fries him completely. He loved it, and he got a genuine great reaction. Some of you have asked, what if your spectators ask you if this is a special card? Well, there's two things I say to this. The first thing is, as you'll see in the performances, they finish holding the card themselves. Some people don't actually react until they get the card and they can see for themselves that it's normal, and you'll see one guy actually reacts a little slower until he gets it in his hand. At this point, you all know you're completely clean and no one's going to be fishing around because they think the card they're holding is the official change card. The second thing I say is that how many of you have done magic tricks? I'm guessing all of you have done this, where you do a color change or a change in someone's hand and the audience asks you, is it a special card? And they ask this anyway. And what do you say to people who ask this? The simple answer is you just tell them no, and you let them keep holding the card that's in their hand. And that's exactly what I do for change. If somebody asks, is it a special card? When they ask this, they're usually holding the card in their hand. I just tell them to look at it, check it out. What do they think? After a couple of seconds, they just say, they have no answer, they just have no clue. Not once have I ever had somebody come back to me and try and look at the deck for an extra special thing. Because in their mind, the trick finishes with them holding it, because the change happens, they believe they're given that card immediately and they're holding it. So they never connect the third dot in the triangle of the sequence. So simply, when people ask you, is it a special card, just answer them the same way as you usually do when they ask you, is it a special card, when you don't have any gimmicks or gaffes. And it's happened to all of us. The third biggest question we get is durability. The simple thing is, these gimmicks last for, I want to say years. I've had mine for I don't know how long, but I'm still using the same one today. Those of you that have them will know that it's not one of those things that needs refilling or or wears away. It just sort of is what it is, and it doesn't break. So your durability is going to last for years on these. Next up, when will these be back in stock? So we've had our gimmick guy working tirelessly since he did the second batch overnight for us. This time he took a little bit longer, and he's going to have them ready for us in store this weekend. So keep your eyes on the Illusionist website. Check out the Illusionist forums, fan pages, all the social medias. Sign up to the mailing list, and we'll email you the exact moment these go back on sale. The demand for them has been absolutely insane. If you've been living under a rock, then you won't have known, but the demand is through the roof. So again, we're going to get a small quantity in, but these are going to go hyper fast. So everyone try and get your hands on them as soon as you can. And lastly, the most exciting question that we've been getting is Change Volume 2. What is it and when is it coming? So Change Volume 2, we've done over 150 different prototypes of cards. completely different from what you're expecting. Really diverse, dynamic, creative magic with some insane visuals. We've also used it to sort of use this principle to achieve other things other than just color changes. So it's a real wide, diverse, dynamic range of effects you're gonna get with this. We plowed through 150 different prototypes and we found the most practical and most performable and the ones that get the best reaction. So we're really excited for you guys to see these. Like I said, over 150 prototypes that we've been through. We found some really, really insane gimmicks. It's coming in a couple of months. Keep your eyes peeled over all the Illusionist forums, socials, email accounts, and as soon as we get the first tease in, you'll be the first to know. All right guys, Lloyd Barnes signing out. See you later.